Very interesting details are coming from Mbeere North constituency. We now know there is a by-election there. We also know that there was a candidate who was to contest through DCP party. A few days ago, the candidate withdrew from DCP party and announced that he was going to go independent. In a surprising turn of events, the candidate has now secured Chama cha Kazi certificate to contest for the by-election. So the candidate is now not going independent. It's very interesting. And Moses Kuria has been sharing some very interesting posts concerning this new candidate who is now going to contest through his party. You had seen Moses Kuria has shared out that poster, Kivui Kivui, Chama cha Kazi MP Mbeere North, Duncan Mbui, Wira Warie. And then today, Kuria also shared a video of him in Mbeere North constituency campaigning for Duncan Mbui. Let's listen to this video, for it's going to inform the basis of our analysis right now. Listen to this.
It's just an exercise of democracy. I am very passionate about development matters. Having been a member of parliament, I am very, very sympathetic to members of parliament and their role in development. You saw the other day I stood my position in CDF, which I stand by CDF. Yeah, because I believe that CDF is a very good fund. It has got no operational costs. We don't buy vehicles and everything. So well managed, which is what I want to guide Mheshimiwa Mbui. We are able to do something for people of Mbeere North. But also to lobby for development, because it is the right of Mbeere North people to get development. So when it comes to that, I'm very aggressive. So within the next 2 years or so remaining, I want to make Mbeere North a shining example of what the leadership of Chama cha Kazi would mean.
Yeah. Do you think probably you will floor the other candidates from the other parties?
There's no doubt, my friend. That is a language of defeat I don't understand. And you go to my record in by-elections, it's clear. I mean, I'm not here to waste time. I'm not here to make a point. I'm here to deliver this seat, and most important, I'm here to hold my brother here as he leads better people, and to show him that indeed it is good to learn from people who have been there, who have the experience, and who have a track record as well. Yeah.
What do you call? What is your message to the people of Mbeere North as we approach?
I think that my message is very clear. That's why we have adopted, other than Kivoi Kivoi Wira Warie, we are saying Mbeere Mbeere first. Not crowns first, not parties first, not slogans first, not money first, not mirengos, not all those things. Mbeere first. This election must be about the people of Mbeere and their rightful share of development. It cannot be about all other things, must be secondary to that consideration. So my message to Mbeere people, please, when it comes to 27th, 6th of November, vote for Mbeere. It's not about Kivoi, it's not about Moses Kuria, it's not about Chama cha Kazi, it's not about DCP and all other parties. It's about the interests of Mbeere people. And if I compare from where I was a member of parliament, there's a deficit in development. So Mbeere has got some catching up to do. Mbeere is lagging behind a bit. So we need to put all hands together, and it cannot be about any other consideration except about the people of Mbeere. Thank you. Really, I want to call for peace, and I have condemned the use of guns. I don't support use of guns, but I also want to warn the guns. Try somebody else, not where I am. I'm the master goon. Thank you.
That's Moses Kuria speaking earlier today in Mbeere North constituency. He was on a campaign trail campaigning for Duncan Mbui, the Chama cha Kazi candidate. What does that mean politically? Let's dig deep. If you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Let me start by saying this. That political move by Moses Kuria is a very brilliant political move in that Moses Kuria can use that situation to build himself politically. We all know Duncan was to contest through Rigathi Gachagwa's party, DCP, and already had started some campaigns on the ground. Now that DCP withdrew his certificate or his candidature, that alone can give Duncan some sympathy votes. And if he plays his cards very well, then he can spring a surprise in Mbeere North constituency. I believe that's what Moses Kuria might have looked at, and that's why he has offered to give Duncan that certificate for Chama cha Kazi. Kuria knows that Duncan might get some sympathy votes, and nobody knows he can spring a surprise in Mbeere North. I'm also seeing a Moses Kuria who is also behaving like a hyena. He has been following Rigathi Gachagua, and he has been hoping for Rigathi's hand to fall so that he can pick that hand and he runs with it. And to some extent, it appears Rigathi's hand has fallen and Moses Kuria has picked it. Rigathi Gachagua made a very big blunder by first giving Duncan Boy an assurance that he was going to contest through DCP party. Giving that assurance to Duncan Boy, I don't know whether he had even been given the certificate, but giving him that assurance was a very big blunder on the part of DCP party. Rigathi Gachagua ought to have done some surveys to really understand whether Duncan Boy was an ideal candidate. Was he popular on the ground? You don't just pick unpopular candidates and then you try to force them on the people. That has clearly backfired on Rigathi Gachagua, and that's why he has been forced to withdraw his candidature. A few days in this forum, we looked at some surveys from Mbeere North, and we came to realize that Duncan Boy, even after the assurance from Rigathi Gachagua that he was the DCP's candidate, he was performing very poorly. In fact, he was trailing other aspirants. That in itself confirms Rigathi Gachagua and his team did a very shoddy job. They never identified the right and the ideal candidate who was wanted by Mbeere North residents. And that clearly backfired on Rigathi and his team. So I consider that a blunder. Picking a wrong candidate, the candidate starts campaigning, and then you withdraw the candidate's ticket. That was not a good move on the part of Rigathi Gachagua. And that simple error can cost Rigathi Gachagua some good popularity in Embu County. Duncan will obviously now rebel against Rigathi Gachagua, and his supporters can also be very hostile to Rigathi Gachagua. And if push comes to a shove, they can even decide to teach Rigathi Gachagua a bitter lesson of his life. And the bitter lesson in this case, they can as well decide to vote for the government's candidate, William Ruto's candidate, just to punish Rigathi Gachagua. If DCP supporters in Mbeere North who are supporting Mbui sees that Mbui cannot win that seat, they can decide to punish Rigathi by voting for the government's candidate. And with Moses Kuria now doing the dirty work, Kuria is very good when it comes to dirtifying the waters, and is clearly going to dirtify the water here for Rigathi Gachagua. And we also saw Manyata, Member of Parliament, swearing to support this candidate, Duncan Boy. It's also possible that in the coming days, we might see Duncan Boy, Mukunji, and Moses Kuria all joining hands together in the campaigns. And that might just be the beginning of the fallout between Mukunji and Rigathi Gachagua. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.